Guys, it's Jacob from Stringbuzz here, stringbuzzworld.org being a music journalism site, links are in the description down below. And we have a brand new song review for you today, and it's the latest track by Linkin, and that's Battle Symphony. So I'm going to refer to the original article as I usually do for these videos, so I hope you enjoy. So let's face it, Heavy as a track was an absolute disaster of a single to release off of an upcoming album. Although it's got far more radio airplay than I sort of expected it to get, the general reception from fans and critics alike was pretty darn negative. And Linkin Park have just sank lower and lower over the past few years, with that track being the amalgamation of many wrong band career choices. Although they still carry that commercial weight and are still one of the biggest sellers on earth, their reputation is beginning to take one heavy beating. Actually, pardon that pun, I'm sorry about that. With each new album and each crappy claim of we're just changing our sound for this upcoming album, I just think that so many fans are fed up and listen to their music for only the wrong reasons. However, they have a chance to redeem themselves with this second single, so shall we see what I thought of it? This is actually worse than the first single that they released. It's so cheesy and outdated. It sounds like your typical Kelly Clarkson 2006 ballad, and I'm not talking about the novelty catchy stuff here, I'm talking about the temporary empowering crap. I just don't want to be one of those generic fans who just state that a new sound is bad just because it's new, but this new sound is fundamentally out of touch with what is popular, what is exciting, what is trending, what is interesting, and just genuinely what is new. This sound is new for the band, of course it is, but a woefully out-of-date sound for the modern pop audience. I mean, this track is cliche, it's by the numbers, it's predictable, it flows in such a sloppy and ploddy manner, and Chester does not have as strong as a clean voice as he does as his gritty voice. I never felt that his clean voice could carry an entire track by itself, and that's why it used to work so well when juxtaposed to his gritty voice, because you had that, I don't know, that change, that texture, that transitional change. But here you just take that part out, and obviously you're just left with a very bland voice. So really disappointing stuff. Production-wise, the track isn't terrible, and there aren't many flaws to really pick from, but I will say that it does sound overtly programmed and just a little too safe for me. It's not got any cutting timbres or tones, the vocals are far too over-manipulated, as are the samples, and the track is just an organic drum beat with some presets just sprinkled over the top, and unimaginative presets. Each end of the mix is filled with something, but nothing particularly recognisable or memorable, and don't get me wrong, the organic drums do sound quite good, and they do give the track that natural backbone and raw spine which it often needed, but I wouldn't call it a good production cycle just because the drums are functionally mixed. The vocals are way too tampered with, and again I feel as if that these weren't the best takes from the original recording. And no, I haven't heard the original recordings and takes, but is this really the best that they could produce? Like, really? It's the musicality of the track where the real problems come in for me, though, as it's so lazy and mundane. And if Maroon 5 are now classed as the Adam Levine Project, then Linkin Park should probably change their name to the Chester Bennington Project Tribute Function Band. He is the only thing you recognise here, as the dull synths play boring progressions in the background and the drums smash away your ever so slightly tweaked atypical 4/4 beat over and over, which doesn't count because it's the same 4 bars just repeated over and over. The melodies are dull. The delivery of the hook is actually atrocious, and I just don't see what is here to really hold on to for original fans and new fans. The melodies aren't memorable, the performances are bad, just flat out bad, the group isn't showcased on this track, and it's not what fans are looking for, it's not in date at the moment, its title and hook is a phrase which you wouldn't really associate with modern pop, but rather just like an anime theme tune. I'm just not seeing what the pull really is here. Heck, even the song form just reuses the same 4 bars over and over again with no transitional difference or differences in the progressions, meaning that yet again the song only explores, one thing, and that being the vocal melody, which isn't good, as I've already said. So are you getting my gist now? Lyrically, the track is by far one of the most cliche and ugly tracks in the Linkin Park discography, and I mean, they've never been, or rather made, thought-provoking or heartbreaking material, but at least it's been catchy and memorable. But the syllabic behaviour of each line, the content, the themes, and the delivery of said themes are just all lackluster, meaning that the track doesn't even have much weight to it. So all in all, a completely forgettable track that you should probably ignore at all costs, regardless of your relation to the group. So I gave it a G rating of 3 out of 10, which is well below average. So if you like this video, then please leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you around next time. Bye bye.